doing Play-Doh. All right, so we are on Fire and Air. That's page 15. So get to that page by Johanna Joyner. All right, so I'm not going to read this whole thing. I'm just going to do a summary. So Fire and Air. Get out of here, thing. It talks about how to make fire, you need fuel, heat, and oxygen. I can make this bigger. There we go. So it talks about what you need to make fire, and then it goes through an experiment with fire, focusing on how fire is affected by air, specifically oxygen, and that's why it's called Fire and Air, because it focuses on how air affects fire. Honey, get Finn out of here. Okay, so I'm gonna do the experiment a little bit for you. So we've got a candle. Oh, it's hot, Finn. All right, so the fuel is the wick. And it needs oxygen. So I'm gonna cover this up. Can you see this good? Okay. I'm gonna cover this up and then you can watch what happens to the fire. So the fire is gonna burn up all the oxygen in the cup. And once it burns it all up, it goes out because it needs oxygen. Don't do this at home. I mean, unless you're doing it with your parent and they're cool with that. So, there you go. Moving on to the next page, page 16. How did context clues help you figure out the meaning of unfamiliar words in a science text? This is a science text. We just did a science experiment. What happens when you take oxygen away from fire? It burns out. All right, complete the chart below. Write the helpful context clues. Figure out the meaning of the unfamiliar word. The word we're doing is combust. So let's go back to the text and find combust. Here it is, combust, in the first paragraph. Getting anything to combust takes 3 ingredients: fuel, heat, and oxygen. Okay, so fuel, heat, and oxygen make something combust. What does combust mean? Well, what's this about? It's about fire and air. So combust must have something to do with fire and air. It already gives us a clue in the chart. Helpful context: starting a fire is a bit like following a recipe. So that's our context. Starting a fire. Okay, that's going to help us figuring out what combust means. What's our clue from here? Starting a fire is a bit like following a recipe. Our clue is fire. So you're going to write fire in the clues. Pause this, write it down. Okay. So we got that clue from the sentence before combust. Right? Starting a fire is a bit like following a recipe. And our clue is fire. Then we read the sentence. Getting anything to combust takes 3 ingredients: fuel, heat, and oxygen. We have another clue in the sentence after it. All 3 are needed for burning to begin. What is our clue there? So you need all these ingredients for something to combust. All are needed for burning to begin. What's our clue? Burning. Noise. So we're going to put burning down in clues. How do you spell it?
Look back at the text.
Okay. Possible meanings. So fire and burning are our clues. What's a possible meaning? Combust. So I always like to do filling in something else for combust. Getting anything to combust takes 3 ingredients. What could we put in there? Getting anything to fire, getting anything to burning. Burn. Get anything to burn. I think we're getting closer. Burn. Fire. Getting anything to, what can we put there? To be set on fire. I like that. Getting anything to be set on fire takes 3 ingredients. Does that make sense? Yes, Miss Lear. Okay. Possible meaning of combust. What should we put here? To be set on fire. Combust means to be set on fire. Now I looked up the definition. It says to be consumed by fire. So to combust. So if Miss Lear's one little braid caught on fire, it wouldn't mean I was combust, because that's not enough. I need to be completely consumed in fire, right? So to be set on fire, like significantly. So that's what you put here, to be set on fire. Pause this, write that down. And welcome back. Monitor. What does monitor mean? Well, what do we need to do first? We need to look back at the text. You are so smart, Jamie. Very good. All right. So we'll look back at the text. Monitor. All right. Place a jar over 2 candles. Pay attention to the candles to monitor what happens over time. Okay. Pay attention to the candles to blank what happens over time. What could we put there? Well, let's see what they gave us some clues already. Pay attention to the candles. So that's a clue, or that's the context. Pay attention to the candles. And they said the clue from that is attention. All right? Give your attention. It's important for monitoring. Happens over time. Okay. Our clue there, that's pretty much it. But we can just put over time here. So see how this number 1 goes with this number 1? So what do you think we'll need to put for 2? 2 over here. So put 2 and put over time. Okay. So it's saying pay attention over time. So can we just put watch? Because I mean that would fit in there. Pay attention to the candles to monitor what happens over time. Pay attention to the candles to watch what happens over time. That fits, but let's be more specific, because you're not just watching like whatever, like you watch a TV show. You're watching for over time. Let's keep reading. You will observe that the candle with the least air available. So observe is another clue. They didn't put that, but I think that's a good clue. So write observe in our clues down here. You can put number 3, observe. That's fine. Okay. So now that we have all our clues, attention, over time, observe, what is a possible meaning? So you're going to be watching the candle over time. Do you just like glance at it? No, you're watching it. Do you kind of pay attention? No, you're watching it. How? You're watching it closely. You want to really, really watch it to monitor it. So our possible meaning is monitor. What should we put? To watch, to closely watch for a while. Okay? So you can put that, closely watch for a while. Put that in the possible meanings, because that's what monitor possibly means. Closely watch for a while. If you put something similar, that's fine, but just add what we just put. Okay. Pause this, write that down. And welcome back. All right, so make those corrections. If you had something similar, good, just add what we put to. If you have something that didn't make sense, erase it, you know. Take a picture and send it to me so that I know that you are participating, and I will mark you for your attendance today.
See you later.